Hi there. My name is Ann Springer and I own Pause for Praise Dog Training in Danvers, Massachusetts. I was asked to participate in the World Dog Trainers Motivational Transparency Challenge by Gene Donaldson, the founder and director of the Academy for Dog Trainers. And the reason for this challenge is so that trainers from all over the world can give you a statement, 3 questions, about how they plan to train your dog. So the first question is, if my dog gets it right, what exactly will happen to my dog? In our case at Pause for Praise, what happens to your dog is what we call reinforcement or reward. Your dog's going to get something in the form of a paycheck, and that could be food, it could be toys, it could be a game of tug or fetch, it could be a privilege, such as getting to go play with another dog. So those are more or less the kinds of things that we use. In the case where we may be a little too far away from the dog, excuse me, there are mosquitoes out here. In the case where we may be too far away from the dog to issue an immediate payment, we use what we call a bridge or a secondary payment or reinforcement to tell the dog which behavior we thought was right, but then we follow it up pretty immediately with a treat. So that would be something like a clicker or the word yes in a happy tone, just something to mark the behavior. So the second question is, what exactly happens to your dog if the dog gets it wrong? In our case at Pause for Praise, we don't think of dogs as being wrong. We simply think of them as being uneducated. So what happens is pretty much nothing. The dog loses out on whatever the payment would have been. So no treat, no game, oh well, too bad. And then we actually just go on to try to make the scenario easier for the dog. We manipulate criteria. So for example, if the dog gets it wrong too many times in a row, we might go back to the previous level of training and get them used to doing that again before we try to push up to the next level. So those are some of the things that we can do, but in no case would we ever use any kind of physical punishment, no molding or pushing the dog around, no squirts, nothing that causes the dog any form of pain or fear or startle. So those things are all out. We manage the dog simply by the use of a reward or a reinforcement or the removal of that reward or reinforcement. And of course the third question, what happens, or I'm sorry, is there another method that's less invasive than what the trainer has suggested? And in our case again, there really isn't. We are already at that plateau. Pause for Praise is one of the founding training organizations. I'm a founding member of the Pet Professional Guild and a member of their steering committee. So we've actually signed a pledge to their guiding principles and also to the non-use of things like prong shock and choke collars. So we don't use any of those devices on dogs at all. So that's basically the training challenge. I hope you will ask whatever trainer you decide that you want to take your dog to think about those questions and answer them adequately for you. You could also take a look at my blog post, which is called Finding the Right Dog Trainer, It's Harder Than You Think. That's on WordPress, and the rest of Gene Donaldson's questions are actually included in that blog post. I did post a response to each of them, so if you want to see the full lineup of questions, please feel free to go there. And also, I'm expected now to nominate 3 new trainers to do the challenge. So my nominees are Allison K. Brown of Scaredy Dog fame, Pamela Dennison of Bringing Light to Shadow, and Dee Ganley up in New Hampshire, which is my neighbor to the north, who is a wonderful trainer and helped me out with a wonderful nosework seminar in the past. So those 3 ladies, please sign in, sign on, and do the challenge. Thank you.